Welcome to today's episode of Medical Device Global Market Access by Pure Global. In this episode, we will be discussing a significant development for the U.S. medical device market, the recently published draft commitment letter for the 6th Medical Device User Fee Act, or MDUFA VI. For those unfamiliar, MDUFA is a critical agreement negotiated every 5 years between the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, and the medical device industry. It authorizes the FDA to collect user fees from manufacturers to fund the review of medical device submissions, and in return, the FDA commits to specific performance goals for review timelines. This framework is fundamental to the predictability and efficiency of the U.S. market access pathway. On July 7, 2026, the FDA released the draft commitment letter that outlines these proposed goals and policy changes for the fiscal years 2028 through 2032. This document provides a clear roadmap of the agency's priorities and what manufacturers can expect. One of the most noteworthy proposals in the MDUFA VI draft is the significant expansion of the Total Product Lifecycle Advisory Program, also known as the TAP pilot. The TAP pilot was designed to foster earlier and more frequent communication between the FDA and device sponsors to help de-risk the regulatory process, reduce the number of review cycles, and ultimately bring safe and effective devices to patients faster. Under the proposed expansion, the TAP pilot would move from a limited scope to include a much broader range of device types and submission pathways, potentially becoming a standard part of the pre-submission process for many companies. This is a major shift from its current, more limited implementation. This expansion means that more manufacturers, including those with moderate-risk devices seeking clearance through the 510(k) pathway, could have access to dedicated FDA advisors early in the product development process. This could be a game-changer for navigating complex regulatory requirements, especially for innovative technologies in areas like digital health and artificial intelligence, which are also highlighted as focus areas in the draft letter. Beyond the TAP pilot, the draft letter also includes proposals for modernized review processes, enhanced data transparency, and updated performance goals for 510(k)s, de novo requests, and pre-market approvals, PMAs. These proposed changes will impact virtually every medical device company planning to market products in the United States between 2028 and 2032. Regulatory affairs teams will need to update their submission strategies to potentially incorporate early TAP engagement. Quality departments will need to align their processes with new data expectations, and finance teams must begin to forecast and budget for the adjusted user fees that will fund these programs. The agreement aims for a holistic improvement of the total product lifecycle, and companies must prepare for that integrated approach. Crucially, this commitment letter is currently in a draft stage. The FDA has opened a public docket for stakeholder feedback, and this is where the industry has an opportunity to influence the final agreement. The deadline for submitting public comments is August 7, 2026. This is a firm deadline, and it is vital for manufacturers, trade associations, patient advocacy groups, and other stakeholders to make their voices heard. Your feedback can directly shape the policies that will govern device reviews for a 5-year period. So, what are the practical next steps for your organization? First, we strongly recommend a thorough review of the full MDUFA VI draft commitment letter, which is available on the FDA's website. Pay close attention to the sections that directly impact your product portfolio and future pipeline. Second, begin to assess the potential impact of the proposed changes on your regulatory and commercialization strategies. Third, and most urgently, prepare to submit your feedback to the public docket before the August 7, 2026 deadline. Whether you submit comments directly or through an industry group, your input is critical. Finally, start internal planning to adapt your regulatory processes to leverage new opportunities, such as the expanded early engagement offered by the TAP program. Navigating these regulatory shifts can be complex, and ensuring your company is prepared is essential for maintaining market access. If you need assistance with your U.S. regulatory strategy or global market access, please check out Pure Global. We also invite you to check the description for a link to our free AI-powered regulatory tools and our global device database. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.